Hello everyone. Just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how annotation works in Zotero. So this is for Zotero 6, the newest version of Zotero. But what I want to do is basically have a PDF underneath the reference that I want to annotate. And I can go ahead and just double click that PDF and it'll automatically open the viewer. If the page is too small or too large, I can click the minus, the magnifying glasses, to zoom it in and out. The first thing I usually do is I zoom it out so it's I can see most of it, and then I click this tab on the left and one of these tabs on the right. And these basically can track my annotations as I'm doing them, right? And so now the next thing I want to do is actually start reading and annotating. So I have 4 tools up on the top of the page that I can use to do this. The highlighter tool, the note tool, the area tool, and this just picks a color. The highlighter tool is really only used to highlight text, right? So if I find something like a key point in the article, okay, so I picked a bad example here because this article doesn't have, this PDF doesn't have the text actually embedded. PDFs have 2 layers, one with the image and one with the text behind the image. This one is missing the text behind the image, and sometimes you'll get that. For example, if you scan the PDF yourself or and don't use any program that identifies the text. So I can't actually highlight the text here, but what I can do instead is use this area select tool. And the area select tool is usually used for things like graphs, for example. And then it'll just save a snapshot of the graph that I can then add comments to, like important or something. And all my annotations will show up on the left here. Let me actually find an article that actually does. I am able to highlight. Okay, so this one I can because it has the text selectable. So what I can do is I can click the highlight tool, and then I can drag and select some text, and then release. And you can see on the left it appears here with the text selected. I can go down and I can do that again with other important sentences, right? I like to highlight whatever I'm going to quote. And I can also use the select area tool again to capture graphs or charts or other interesting tidbits that aren't well highlighted. The last one is the note tool, and the note tool is just a general note about the page or whatever, right? I can drag the note around, but basically it just looks like a little sticky note, and if you look on the left column here, I can now add something about the page in general. Sales graphs, for example. Okay, and if I wanted to highlight something in a different color, I can, such as this, for example. And then I click purple. Or I can just click this and release it. Yeah, and once you have your highlights and annotations on the left column, right? On the right column, you can add general notes about the source. So, like, if, for example, if I click Add Item Note, I can write something about the entire source in general, and it's not linked to any specific place in the text. This lets you easily navigate through the source, and this, if it supports it, links you to the different headings. Yeah, the other last nice thing about what you can do is you can right-click your source, and you can click Add Note from Annotations. And then it creates a note from your annotations when you do it, right? So if you add more annotations, it's not going to put them here, but it basically tracks everything you've highlighted and puts it in one spot. And I like this because that text I highlighted is now over here, and I can easily just copy it and paste it for to put it into my essay. The other thing I can do is I can click Show on Page. For example, if I have these annotations and I'm like, oh, where did I see this? I can click Show on Page, and it'll automatically open up the book and highlight it to where the given text is. And this just helps me to keep track of everything. Yeah, I think that's everything you need to know about highlighting and annotating sources in Zotero. You can see the annotations tab we made also appears over here in the general item notes. If I go through blah 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 and I highlight more things, then what I can do is go ahead and move this to the trash, and then click the little plus icon and add an item note from annotations. And you can see that the new text we added is here as well.